All right, I really hope this is going good. It is Banlist time. Um, let's see what they do to Ryzeal Malice. I think they're gonna ban like Dweller. Here we go. Reaction time. Unlimited. All right, there. It's back. Okay, fine. Okay. Oh, okay. DJ. Shout out to DJ for Eva. Pendulum on hits is pretty cool. All right, semi-limit time. Okay, so back. What? Whoa, Dragon Link on hit. What? Okay, yeah. Okay. Sharvara 2. Ash and Poplar. 100 years of Snake Eye. 100 years of Snake Eye. Oh. Okay. Okay. Cool. Ryzeals. All the Ryzeals. Dormouse. All the Malice names too. What's happening? This semi list is crazy. What? Bonfire? Bonfire? Oh, forbidden for limited. Oh no. 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 Oh, what? What? Oh man. Ah, oh, kaiju formats. Ah, damn it. Ooh. Whoa. What? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna need that one. Oh. Oh. Yeah, let's go. Oh, shifter to one, BB. Okay, new band, new bands. What? What? Okay, good. Okay, thank God. Phew. All right. Whoa! Yes! Oh, yeah, okay. All of this makes sense. Oh, jeez. Oh, God. Okay. Oh, my God. All right, so that's my live reactions. Let's go back now to these changes here. Let's go back to the unlimbs and we'll break it down step by step here. Here, let's see if we can zoom through. Find it. Okay, so unlimited Cyberjar. It's gonna do nothing. L. Whatever. It doesn't matter. No one's using this card. It's fine. Jackalope and Tsuchinoko. No one is playing Danger. Big Dark World. It's fine. Eva 2-3 again. Shout out to DJ. Certainly going to be very happy about that. Again, doesn't really do anything. 100 years of Drytron, and they'll still lose to a Bestial. Well, kind of. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But then Monkey Board, literally nothing's been happening to Pendulum Schlop anytime soon. So, because they did not unban the Electromite, that means, you know, it really isn't going to do anything, I feel, the Monkey Board on limit. And then for the semi-limits, this is kind of a big list here. So, Collapse Serpent to 2, and we'll talk about him and the White Dragon right now. So, that's fine. You know, Dragon Link is great. You know, I think that Dragon Link having those cards again might see some play. I think. I certainly will be looking at it. I think that they are very, very strong. We still have spheres, which is incredible. We have all of the, you know, new Metalmorph stuff, specifically the Black Metal Dragon into the big Red Eyes Metal Dragon guy. So it's fine. I don't think they'll do anything. And then we'll talk about the Snake Eye monsters, Ash and Poplar, coming back. The deck is actually seeing some popularity recently. People are realizing, oh, even without the original Sinful Spoils, they still actually create a lot of good resource loops, and with the Fire King cards, they're very powerful. So I think that's fine bringing them back to 2, maybe. A little consistency for them. Then we have here, let's talk about, Sharvara. This is a big one. Sharvara coming back to 2. People are like, why did it go to 1 in the first place? If you were playing Sharvara, unless you were pure Unchained, you were only playing 1 anyways. And I think that might still be the case. If anything, now Unchained players now have another toy to play with, which is fine. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room here. The 3 good Ryzeals, down from 3 to 2. What does this mean? This means that they are less accessible, and honestly, I think that is the right call for them. I think they hit them really hard, but that's fine. This deck is oppressive, it is annoying, it is really, really kind of a pain in the butt to deal with, and a really, really hard deck to deal with, just with so many good cards. And so limiting to 2 is fine. And there's some other stuff later on the list which also makes it good, but yeah. And then the Banlist hits too. It's honestly very shocking too. Both Dormouse, White Rabbit, and Underground all going to 2. Huge consistency decreasers for those decks. However, I know that deck is getting more support in the next set. So going into Providence, that might be the best deck, being the Malice deck. I don't know. People are certainly going to be upping on their Lancias and possibly even their Chaos Hunters more often. So, yeah. And then the Underground is really good. Right now, it's the only spell to search off of the Red Queen. And so until Alliance Insight, I think the next month is going to be very strange. So this list takes place tomorrow. And so I think the next few weeks are going to be very strange. I think that now, if you want to play your Rogue deck, your Blue Eyes, this is your time. Let's skip through here. We will try to find... the limits. So let's go first on the cards coming back. So Masterpiece. I know I was joking earlier with the Kaiju format. This card's fine. It's fine. I think that right now in Master Duel it's back at I think even more than 1, and it hasn't been doing anything really. So I think it'll be fine. Circular, absolutely hilarious. R.I.P. Joshua Schmidt. I think this deck could definitely see play again. It is another one of those decks that's like a really good card, hand trap pile. And with the new stuff coming out next month, we certainly could see a Math Mech top. And this also might just be part of like that cyber slop deck that exists now. I know for Providence, me and one of my buddies I'm going with, we are trying to work up a Code Talker list and a Cyber Dragon list, and I think that the Code Talker list definitely got much stronger thanks to the circular limit, now being able to basically turn any 2 4s into a full combo. So I will certainly be taking that into account. And then let's see what else is coming back. Brilliant Fusion. Brilliant Fusion coming back is very interesting. I know Gem Knight stuff I think is coming out soon. Yeah, it's fine. I think. What lights can you send now that are better? You could send like the Bestial, the Bellion, I guess, would be funny. But I don't foresee anyone using Brilliant Fusion anytime soon. It still loses to Detonator. Speaking of Detonator 2-1, it's fine. You're playing 2, you can cycle it back with Cross. We actually are getting a Cross Searcher next set, and so I think you can still play this deck. I think it's fine. If you're playing 2 Detonator, 1 Duo Drive, now you just play, 2 Duo Drive, 1 Detonator instead. And then Bonfire, of course. I think I told you right before they limited. I think this card was a shoo-in for a limit. It has an accessible reprint. Very, very strong card. Searches a lot of things. Like now with the new Snake Eye cards coming, or with the Snake Eye cards coming off the list a little bit, they did need to hit Bonfire. And then also with the X Ryzeal and Ice Ryzeal searching. Very, very strong. Also, they're pushing Tachyon. 7 Tachyon now is like the main starter. Or now a starter for the deck, being able to get you more consistency. You just cut the 2 Bonfire down. I will talk at the end about how I think all of these are going to impact the Ryzeal deck, because there's also the bans I want to talk about with it as well. And so I'll go over that at the end. But there are big thoughts about this. Druis Worm going down to 1. I predicted this is in kind of lines up with the OCG and the Master Duel ban list. Very good card, can out the Detonator by itself. Certainly the strongest Bestial besides Magnuma, and then just being able to have 3 of it is very strong. I guess also it's a hit to that Bestial Malice deck a little bit as well, because now it's two less, because this was the only Bestial I think they were playing 3 of. Some, unless you're playing 3 Baldrake, but very, very interesting. Very, very good hit. And then Shifter. I'm free. If you draw it, whatever, you're just better. But, you know, it's fine. Shifter's a good card. We all know it's a good card. Yeah. And then anti-hand trap cards. Let's talk about Cross-Out Designator and Talents. Cross-Out Designator, very, very smart. People are finally realizing, oh, I can play 20 non-engine in my deck. What if instead of playing 1 of those hand traps, I could play 3 Cross-Out Designator and now insulate myself versus hand traps a lot better. So, very, very smart. If this was put to I guess this is, no, yeah, in the OCG this is at 1, so it is kind of we are realigning ourselves with that kind of philosophy of Cross-Out Designator is a good card. And then Triple Tactics Talent, a card I flip-flop quite often on. So, you know, sometimes I think it's like really, really good and you have to play 3 of. Sometimes I'm like, oh, it's fine, you can play 2 of. Sometimes it's just like, oh, maybe this is a 1 of, you search off of thrust with better thrust targets. So it being at 1 is very, very smart. I think it's kind of, these basically all become your Call by the Grave. If you're playing just 3 talents alone or whatever, you're now just gonna play 1/1/1. I feel it just makes sense. And then I think that's all. Yeah, that's all of the limits. And now let's talk about the bans. Very, very smart bans. Oh, I think I went right there. There it is. Let's go through. Griffin banned smart because there are those really strong Malice Fiendsmith decks that are making Nightmare Griffin with the Abaku. And so banning this card is really smart. It's an annoying card to deal with. Just really, really unfun, being able to set spell traps back. And then, of course, it's super strong negating effect, you know, just happens all the time. Sorry, my dog is next to me and she's just kind of acting like a bit of a meanie. There we go. And then Decoder, I was talking with someone last night and we were certainly in agreement that I think Decoder is a very smart ban for this deck. It's an older card. It means that you're now going to have to play Lingaribo, and then it's not an additional extender on top of being the backup plan for if your Malice monster gets negated. And so it makes sense. I like the idea of banning Decoder. I think it's maybe the best choice. And then let's talk about the last 2. Abyss Dweller. This card has had its ticket written for it for the past 3 years. Ever since tier format, this card has been clamored to be banned. It just is super annoying. And then Bahamut Shark, of course, is a very, very strong card, now being played in some Ryzeal brews to search the surfacing big jaws, being able to insulate your Ryzeal combo with Toad. So yeah, it's certainly very interesting to say the least ban list we got here. So let's talk about what I think are the impacts. So first things first, I think Mermail just got a huge boost. They don't have to deal with Dweller anymore. They don't have to deal with Shifter really anymore. They lose Bahamut Shark, which is fine. Now they're not making 4 Toads a turn, which is really, really nice. But they're still very strong board breaking capabilities and hand looping capabilities. I really would have liked to have seen Moon and Glacia on this list as well, or maybe even Coelacanth might even been a smart choice. But yeah, we're gonna have to deal with it. And then the Ryzeal decks, I think are certainly still strong. Now you have to shell out for the 3/7 Tachyon if you want to play the deck. I know we're getting a new Ryzeal in the next set. I'm not sure exactly what it does. I'm going to find that right now for you. Ryzeal new card. And then Star Ryzeal is the name. I'm going to just quickly read what it does so I can familiarize myself. So you see, special summon it, you said a Ryzeal spell trap. I just don't think this deck does much, going into the future. You want to know what I also just realized? There's 0 Fiendsmith hits. And so I think that also what that also means, if you're playing Ryzeal, you're most likely going to be playing the Fiendsmith version. You're going to be maxing out on Tract. I think you can max out on other cards to make it just as strong. Or I think this opened up the door for the Odeon or the Tomb Keeper deck, was recently popular this weekend to be very strong. I don't think so. We just saw Memento win. I don't think Memento will be super incredible going into this format. Maybe a little bit strong. Certainly the top contender, but I don't think they'll be playing the Goblin Biker stuff as heavily as our most recent YCS winner was. I don't think Gabanga is that strong, and because I don't think people are going to be playing Ryzeal that often. I think people are going to try it, realize it isn't wonderful and has some flaws, and then go back. Wow, it's just I'm getting a lot of whiplash. I don't think people. I actually think people will still be playing the Malice Bestial. I think they'll be playing the Fiendsmith stuff with that now. I think that's going to become a standard for the deck. I don't think that it can be played as a pure deck anymore. They lost 2 Druis Worms. They lost a White Rabbit, a Dormouse, and an Underground. So I think you have to be playing the Fiendsmith stuff with it. It's just a very wild time. And then, I mean, they also have Circular back, and so maybe they go for that route versus the Fiendsmith route. Maybe they now combine themselves with that Code Talker slop deck, and then with the next set, maybe just having this full Cyber slop deck coming around. It's very interesting. I don't know how to feel about it. It is quite the list to be sure. You know, the limits are very, very strange. The semis are very funny. And I'm very interested to see how our format progresses. So, one more time, let's break this down. I think the top decks right now, I think people are still going to play Ryzeal. I think that people can still do well with Ryzeal, because we're used to Ryzeal. I think the Mitsurugi version might be the better version now, because you now have room to play the 7 Tachyons in Mitsurugi. The pure Ryzeal decks won't be playing the Bahamut Shark anymore, thank God, which means now they're playing Tachyon, just revealing 104, which leads up really just 3 more slots in the Ryzeal extra deck on top of the 1 slot they lost from Detonators. That's 4 whole new slots. So I don't know how pure Ryzeal is going to go. I think it's going to be very interesting. I think the Shark version might be I think they might even still play the Shark stuff just to make duo drive easier. Wow, I just have so many thoughts about this, and I think that maybe I'll say that for another day, just going through like the decks. I think how they're gonna go, but I think Blue Eyes, Gravekeeper, Tombkeeper, not Gravekeeper, Blue Eyes, the Tombkeeper deck, Mermail is still very strong. I think we're heading into a really rough format, honestly. Hopefully with this most recent set coming up, Alliance Insight, Providence is going to look a lot better than I predict the next month going. But with that being said, those are all my thoughts about this ban list. I hope you enjoyed this reaction. I know I had my desktop audio off for the video, but I just could not risk any DMCAs from Konami themselves. I actually really want to keep playing this game. So I hope you all enjoy. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.